Maverick PT, welcome back to the anterior reach, the lower extremity driver kind of protocols that we're going on through. And as like what Maverick is doing right now, putting a little puzzle together back here in the background, we are with the anterior reaches kind of putting together the pieces of the puzzle when it comes to function and biomechanical sequencing. What we're going to be doing here in episode number 2 is we're going to be using a couple simple little things such as these little foam wedges here to help us kind of drive and facilitate the mobility that we're looking for throughout the foot and the ankle. What I'll do right now is I'll share with you kind of some of the sequencing that I will use with my patients and with my athletes. So wedge-wise, I'm either going to dorsiflex it so that my foot is going up the ramp, or I'm going to invert it to kind of block the mid-tarsal joint. Yeah, puzzle. Ooh. Hold on. We'll play a little bit more in a second, buddy. So what I'm going to do, although you can't see my foot is pointed right towards you, 12 o'clock on a clock. The purpose behind doing this is that I'm taking out the slack within the system. In the system, you say, what does that mean? So foot and ankle and hip wise, what can I do to take the mobility out of one dimension and drive it in another to therefore give us more mobility, give us better proprioceptive feedback so that I can retain that motion, that control with my activities as I leave my treatment sessions, performance enhancement related sessions. So I've got a dorsiflex wedge to start me on off. I'll typically start with the left foot, the heel wise, right on the top of the wedge. My right foot is going to be completely flat either on the wedge and or the ground depending on where I have that foot. I'll sometimes start the bottom of the wedge. Yes, buddy? Oh, look at you. Good job. You put 6 pieces together. Good work. Holy smokes. It's pretty good. That's really good. So what we're going to do, dowel in the left hand, right foot is my driver, point 12 o'clock at you, right arm is my upper extremity driver. So sagittal point, I can really feel that, you know what, I'm coming to an end point pretty quickly because I've already kind of preloaded that talocurl joint to kind of gap the mortise right there to get that tibia and fibula to separate, as well as that mid-tarsal joint so I can really start to unlock things. So transverse plane wise, now that I've kind of taken up some slack, I'll start to add kind of an upper extremity in-sync rotation driver to help kind of further gap the mid-tarsal joint, so give me some good relative kind of abduction, and then giving me some good medial rotation of the tibia and fibula to kind of further gap and translate that tibia forward. I'll go a little frontal plane, kind of little reach as I take out the slack in the sagittal plane, that plane forward and backwards. I'll drive motion wise in the frontal plane to get more mobility of the subtalar joint, as well as the mid-tarsal joint, the eversion. And now what I'll do, I'll kind of speed it up a little bit. So I'm going to speed it up and go with my pendy swing. Transverse plane, yeah, bud? Whoa, look at you. You almost have your puzzle together. You're very good. A little frontal plane kind of sequencing. And now we're going to go anterior medial with it. Same things. Same things, anterior medial. We will then go medial, and then we're going to go posterior medial and anterior lateral. So just my little transverse plane kind of reach right here, taking out the slack, kind of going after the sequencing of dorsiflexion and eversion, going my pendy swing, transverse plane, and now my frontal plane. You can kind of see my whole lower extremity, kind of drive down and in on that frontal plane. And now we're going to go medial with it. We're going to go with our medial reach with the left upper extremity. What's that, buddy? Puzzle. And now we're going to go with our little frontal plane kind of reach. Yeah, bud? Yeah. Yeah. Let's go put your puzzle together. We'll play in a second. Now a little frontal plane pendy swing. Frontal plane pendy swing. and transverse plane pendy swing. Daddy daycare at its finest. Good. And now we're going to go posterior medial with it. Yes, Maverick. Hold on. Hold on. We'll go play. Hold on 1 second. We're almost done on the mat. Look at the colors. Can you name the colors for me? So we're going our transverse plane kind of reach. Whoa. Our transverse plane reach. And we'll go with our frontal plane reach with the dorsiflex wedge, taking the slack out of the system. It's basically like cutting down a tree. That's how I look at it. Now we're going to go frontal and transverse plane a little bit harder. So frontal plane, kind of pendy swing, really rotating out, really rotating the entire body to the left. And now we're going to go transverse plane. Even harder when you have a little 35-pound monkey holding on to your dowel. Yeah, buddy? And now we're going to go to anterior lateral, so TZ2, sequencing the dorsiflexion, the inversion. Down the right hand, right foot up the ramp. Good jumps, Matt. Matt, finish putting your puzzle together. You only have 3 more pieces. So we're sequencing left lower and left upper extremity drivers to really, really overload kind of that inversion of the calcaneus, that lateral rotation of the tibia and the fibula, really working to kind of translate that tibia and that fibula forward, but then also starting to yank that talus up and in so that we can invert the calcaneus, get inversion at the subtalar joint, some relative inversion at the mid-tarsal joint, so that we're starting to get some adduction in the transverse plane at the mid-tarsal joint. Whoa. So we'll go transverse plane, pendy swing, and we'll go frontal plane, if the little rascal enables me to. Little frontal plane, pendy swing. Boom. And boom. There you are, guys. There's dorsiflex foam wedge going after the mid-tarsal and the tail curl joint, opening those guys up so we can facilitate mobility in a combination of other dimensions. Maverick, can you say bye to everybody? Say Happy New Year's. Yes, and Merry Christmas. Keep exploring. We love you. Say I love you. Say I love you. Yeah, say I'm gonna go climb in the trees now, like a monkey. Alright guys, Maverick PT, keep it real, keep exploring. We love you guys. Thank you for your support.